Hello folks, here we are at Luxury Caravan Hire. We're going to hitch up a Bailey Gemini which uses an Alko unbraked hitch. Now what that means is this does not have an override brake and you will need a brake controller, an electronic brake controller, which we can provide for you if you're taking this van. At this point in time we're going to hitch it up. This car is fitted with an electronic brake controller, so there's nothing really for us to deal with there other than to hitch it up and go. So let's get to it. We've backed the 50mm ball underneath the Alko hitch. And now we're ready to use the jockey wheel to lower the van down onto the ball. Now at this point in time you'll notice that the coupling is in the unlocked position, like so. And this tab stops the locking mechanism from returning to its locked position whilst we hitch. So let's roll down the jockey wheel. And as you can see, the ball's going up into the hitch. Now at this point we can see that the car's starting to take the weight of the van, so we can take out the pin, squeeze the trigger, drop the hitch down into the lock position. So at this point in time we're going to use the locking pin to lock the locking tab into its locked position. So there we are, the car has got the van connected, it's locked on, so we can now remove the jockey wheel and we'll store that. We'll store that in the locker as a part of our pre-departure checks. At this point in time we'll just place that there so we don't forget to put it away. So now we'll connect it up. We'll take the brake off. So the brake has a ratcheting mechanism to lock it on. So we're going to release the park brake. So we need to lift the handle and then move the ratchet pawl into the up position so we can then lower the handbrake. So this is the reverse of locking the brake. So when we pull the brake on, we'll push that into place and use the ratchet to get our brake on. To release the brake, it's the reverse. We'll lift up on the handle to take the weight off the ratchet, lift the ratchet, drop the handle, brakes are off. Okay, so we're connected to the car, brakes are off. Now we need to connect some safety chains. And what we'll do with that is we'll use the D shackles. These are D shackles, weight loaded. And this coiled cable is the emergency brake release. So we'll connect that to the vehicle in a separate spot. And the purpose of that is if the van becomes disconnected from the car, the cable will stretch and pull the emergency brake on. So we'll connect up this chain. Now what I'm doing here with this chain is I'm actually crossing it over. So by crossing it over, it means I've got myself a saddle in case the hitch does come undone. I've never heard of it happening. So by crossing the chains over, we create a saddle for the hitch so it won't hit the road. In the unlikely event. So we've got the D shackles just nipped up and we'll connect the emergency brake actuation cable to the tow bar. So we've got the safety chains connected, we've got our emergency brake actuator connected to the tow ball. Now it's time to connect the electricals. We have a 12-pin plug here and it connects to the vehicle. Now you'll need to check with your car if it has a 12-pin plug. If it doesn't have a 12-pin plug, then we'll need to supply an adapter for you. So we'll open up the connector, put the fat pins to the bottom and plug in. So we're connected to the car, we've got the electricals connected So now it's a great time to get your partner to run around the back of the caravan and do a light check. So one of you in the car doing the indicators, brakes and park lights, and the other around the back to identify which ones are working. They'll all be working, but it's a part of your pre-departure safety checks. So now we're hitched and you're on your way.